Sovereignty is increasingly becoming a key strategic priority for telecom operators, driven by the growing demand for secure, compliant, and locally governed digital infrastructure. This trend has gained significant momentum following the recent appointment of a Chief Sovereignty Officer at Deutsche Telekom's B2B ICT division, T-Systems. What are your thoughts on the latest developments, Julia?
Thanks, Sarah. I think the appointment of a Chief Sovereignty Officer is definitely a very interesting development, and it sends a very clear message that sovereignty is now a top priority and it is no longer embedded into broader strategic functions. And it also aligns very well with Deutsche Telekom and T-Systems' ambition to become the leading provider of secure and sovereign cloud and AI solutions in Europe. And we've seen many initiatives that align with it this year as well. But Deutsche Telekom is actually not alone in this. There are many telecom operators that are investing into sovereignty because they are seeing this as a key differentiator. And it's also not only focused on Europe, but it is actually a global trend. We're also seeing that policymakers and regulators are placing an emphasis on digital and technological sovereignty as well. And the reasons for this vary. So it ranges from national security, data governance, to geopolitical and economic considerations. Would you agree, Sarah?
Yes, absolutely. Sovereignty is making its way into various regulatory discussions regarding AI, cloud, data protection. Jurisdictions such as the EU, the UK, and Singapore have announced sovereign strategies as part of their AI plans and governance frameworks, underscoring a global shift towards technological self-reliance. The aim of these policies is to establish a resilient domestic technology ecosystem, enhance cybersecurity, and strengthen local innovation. Data sovereignty, which is a crucial part of the sovereignty agenda, impacts the use of cloud services and requires businesses to train employees on sovereignty laws, design new technologies, recruit staff, and implement new processes. Violating data sovereignty requirements can result in severe financial penalties for companies, as many countries have established strict data protection and privacy regulations. So it is understandable that telecom operators such as Deutsche Telekom are taking sovereignty discussions seriously and even choosing to create a dedicated Chief Sovereignty Officer role. So what do you think the purpose of this role will be for companies like Deutsche Telekom, Julia?
So there isn't a standardized job description for a Chief Sovereignty Officer yet, but it will be the go-to person for any sovereignty-related discussions across industries. And I think the primary goal will be to monetize the growing demand for sovereignty and also to ensure that you adhere to the regulatory requirements as well. And many telcos are investing into sovereign solutions and sovereign infrastructure, and they charge a premium for these solutions. And there'll be many more like this in the future. But I think it's also important to remember that sovereignty is a very complex and also an evolving topic in the telecom industry. And while it is becoming critical for many organizations, it is still most relevant for highly regulated industries because it comes with trade-offs such as higher costs and also reduced scalabilities. So it is not the highest level of sovereignty will not be relevant for all organizations and for all workloads, but it very much depends on customer specific needs.
Thank you, Julia. It seems sovereignty will certainly remain on the agenda for the sector in the years ahead, and it will be fascinating to see how telecom operators leverage both global and local sovereignty agendas to drive innovation and growth. Sovereignty is a topic that Omdia is closely monitoring, and it will be a major theme of the research agenda for our strategy and regulation teams in 2026. If you want to learn more about this trend and many others, please reach out.